Yo, nephew, hand me that bar stool. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline.
Welcome to 21st in Prime. Jamie Dukes, my man Ron. This is a wonderful occasion. You guys, we're getting close to Christmas. I'm pretty sure you guys are shopping. I'm not. I don't shop. I just cut a check. I ain't got time for all that. I don't know how you do yours, but sponsored by Heineken, zero alcohol, 69 calories, and that's probably good for me because I'm really like to stay coherent so I could have my wits about me during the Christmas season, holidays, because I know so many people go beyond the Call of Duty and they run up a bill and they end up working their butts off for the rest of the year to pay off that bill that they acquired for Christmas to some unappreciative people.
Santa Claus sounds like he is really more along the lines of Scrooge Claus or reality Claus.
Yeah, at this age and stage, you just don't do it. Like, you just don't run out. First of all, I'm not going to a mall. I'm not doing that. I can't stand that. Second of all, I love shopping online if I were to do something. But now, do I shop online, send it to me, then who's going to wrap it? Because I'm not. Or it's going to be wrapped on a sports page. I don't even think I don't get the newspaper no more, so I don't know what to do with it. So it's just like, here. Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy that stresses. I stress too much over what I'm going to get people. I want to transition to money, but I don't know how much to give everybody. Is there like a guide?
You're going to come out cheaper when you go money. You're going to come out much cheaper. And you're going to save a lot of time.
And people will like it more probably. They'll be happier.
Because they get to go get their own stuff.
I always get the wrong thing for people. I always try to help people out and buy something for people. It's the wrong size, or it's not the jewelry that they wanted. It's this or that. That I'm going to mess up unless I give somebody some money.
Well,
you got a tree behind you. I haven't had a tree in years. This is the first year I think I've had a tree in several years.
I told my son, he's wanting the tree this year. I did last year, and I'm gonna do. I just too much going on right now. You know how sometimes there's too much going on. And so I said, look, son, you're going to have to do that with mom. She got the tree up here. Here's a picture that mom got the tree. You got to do a tree with mom, And so I'm getting away from all the presents and I'm giving him something that he's wanted, what I'm saying, that he's truly wanted.
What's that?
Well, you're adorning it right now. His
jewelry.
First one.
Jewelry. So he wants jewelry.
But that first one, right? That first one, though.
Yeah.
So gonna have cross made, that kind of. I guess I wasn't supposed to do that on the air, but anyway, what I mean. So that's, but here's what I do need, Coach. So I don't know what your schedule is, but over the holiday, I know you're gonna be out there, so I'm coming out there. I need a schedule of time for Coach Prime to talk to the football player. And
what football player?
The one that's got my name.
Oh, nephew. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I need Coach Prime to talk to him.
I don't know if he's ready for Coach Prime. Is he ready for Coach Prime to talk to him? Because that's a different talk, man.
That's what I told him. Because see, he's the young guys, this generation, we talk a lot more now. And we talk a whole lot more, but your game got to match up. You got
with
to
your conversation. I know.
Yeah, and your work ethic too. I will tell you this, Coach. The best thing the coach told me about him, he said, one thing about your boy, he'll give me all he got. Now, see, I can work with that, but it's the other stuff. When you have your own time,
you ain't perfecting your craft.
Your own time on your own time. It's that own time.
I'm gonna tell you what. This is at the top of my head, and I know this is not about the format. But see, when you have such a distance, and Ron, you got to listen to this because we got to have you get in there and bring you some little Rones out. Because when you have such a distance in age, like Jamie and I are, or some of our kids, they didn't get the opportunity to see us work, to see us come home with ice bags on our knees and shoulders and back. They didn't get the opportunity to see us do the things that we've done so they can live the lifestyle that they're currently living. So all they see now is a dad around the house.
Yeah.
All they see now is a Coach Prime yelling and voicing words and displeasures. So my oldest kids saw, but my youngest kids didn't. And little Jamie didn't see how hard that dad worked and how he was none of his measurables was adequate for what he did in the NFL for a multitude of years. So that means he had to outwork everybody. His son don't know that he was probably in the history of Florida State the only one who started 4 years straight every game. Like his son don't know that kind of stuff about his father, and it's hard because he just hears his father talking, but he never saw it.
He sees the success, but he doesn't know what it took to get to
the glory, but he don't know the story.
Yeah. Coach, speaking of story and glory, let's talk. We don't ever start talking about the NFL bounce, but a team on the bye. Going into the bye, the number one seed in the AFC is the New England Patriots.
Defensively, that's why. Defensively, I still believe. I love the quarterback. I love Matt Jones. But I really think he's going to give you a rookie moment or two. That's going to happen. Can you overcome that adversity? Because you're going to get that. Are you going to be able to overcome that adversity? That's what I'm concerned about.
Here's the thing, Coach. I never got to that other stage, that game, the championship situation. But what I've seen and noticed is that if a guy can handle one stage, generally they can handle the other stage. If they can handle the stage or not, because the jitters guys, the guys who are going to crumble under the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
He has just seemed to have demonstrated, and I'm not saying, of course, he's going to make the rookie mistake, but guess what? He hadn't done it yet.
He a couple weeks ago, like.
But we've got some guys that got 4, 5, 7 games of that. You're seeing very limited,
because he's throwing it 3 times a game. He's not even throwing the ball. He's handing the ball off. Where's the rookie mistake going to come from when you just have to put the ball in someone's stomach? He's taking the mistake aspect out of it. And that's, I guess, genius by Belichick. He's not letting him make as many rookie mistakes.
How gangster was that, though, when you start talking about that was bully ball?
Well, that was inclement weather had a lot to do with that.
No, of course. No, it had, but still, it's one thing for the weather to have something to do with it, and then you impose your will. I'm talking about the impose your will part. The weather did what it did, but again, okay, we know you're going to run the ball. And
that's humiliating to a team when somebody just running and you can't stop it. Like that takes your heart because you just sit on the sideline and you're watching the clock just tick away, just go away, and you can't do nothing about it. You could go 8 in the box still. It's not going. You can't do nothing about it.
It seemed like they were trying to go like 4 down linemen for some of the time. And it's like, why wouldn't you just put another lineman in if it's a guarantee that they're going to run the ball? But maybe they thought that they were just setting them up the entire time, a little rope-a-dope, and they were going to go over the top. But they never did.
There was nothing they could do. Formation, they changed formations. And that's the other thing. The truth of the matter is, when you don't practice for that, there ain't nothing you can do about it. I don't care who you are.
That's just not their DNA. And they staged a heck of a comeback last night on with Tampa Bay during that game. But Tom Brady ended up being Tom Brady, like normal. But does that concern you about Buffalo, like a 2-game slide?
Yes. Yeah. I think Buffalo, for whatever reasons, has taken steps backwards as opposed to ascending. So has Tennessee. And so
they lost their horse. Now you got to give them some kind of leeway. They lost their horse now.
Regardless of lost the horse or not, they're in the position that they're in, I guess is my point.
Right.
And it's not good there. Baltimore, they lost their horse.
Let me tell you something about Baltimore. Ron, you help me with this one.
Okay.
What do you do if you're GM with Lamar? Like, what do you do? Because you really got to look at this thing. Like, what do you really do?
I think you have to have an upper echelon backup because if he's going to continue to play the style of play,
I'm not talking about no backup.
Hey, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? He got 30 or 40 coming. Are you blessing him?
You have to. He's an MVP at 22 years old. It would be unprecedented to have a guy be an MVP at 22 and just be like, you can walk, you can go away, you don't have to be here. Because
I'm not saying go away, but I'm saying the going rate for that guy is about 40 plus. Are you going to do that?
Yes.
Your hands are tied. You have to.
You have to do
Yeah,
that.
but why do you do it? Because your hands are tied. Because I don't think that's what the organization is.
Well, I think that number one goes back to what we talk about on the sides, and it's the same thing with Michael Vick. It was always was mind-boggling to me. Give Mike some weapons in Atlanta when he was in Atlanta. It wasn't supposed. It didn't have to be the Michael Vick experience only, and it just seemed like because he was so talented and can do so many amazing things, they just didn't give him nothing to work with on that side of the ball.
But James,
I'm talking about Warwick, and I'm talking about outside.
I don't know if it's that. It's just the progressions. I'm seeing something totally different right now, man. I don't know if it's that.
You're not seeing the growth. I get what you're saying. I don't know if it's from the OC, but I'm just not seeing the maturation, and that's something I want to see. Like I'm seeing some real blatant mistakes. Like you had to see that. Like you had to see that coming. You had to see this route coming. You had to see that guy opening up. Like that's tough for me.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know, conventional wisdom is that he has been responsible for more of his team's success than almost any other quarterback, because if Patrick Mahomes at least has a defense or a Tyreek Hill to lean on, and he has no running backs.
Well, they've had
They do have a defense.
They've had a defense through the years. The defense is suspected because of injuries this year, but just the whole progression. Like this contract money year, and to see him throw 3 picks in 1 quarter a couple weeks ago, man, I'm like, dog, do you understand what you have riding on this? Come on.
You have to get comfortable. I think it's the same because Cleveland's got the same decision, Coach. They got a real tough decision there.
There's no way I do that. There's no way I do that if I'm Cleveland. Not that.
I don't disagree with that, but see, I don't see. To me, the quarterback.
That's the difference. Like with Cleveland, I don't think you do it. Period, because you're not going to take me to the Super Bowl. With Lamar, you do it, but do you do it?
You want to get comfortable with the money.
No, yeah. Like, do you do it? Like,
make love to the money. You want to lay on. You want to lay on the rest of the money.
I like you, but do I love you?
I don't know, baby.
Yeah.
You got halitosis. Was that what you're saying? You were pretty, but it's a little tangy or something. I mean, what you saying?
Give him a breath mint then. I think that if you give him some better weapons around him, maybe he starts to look a little bit more elite. But if you're saying that the problem is his processing, if he can't process it fast enough, or do you think he's trying to do too much because he doesn't have enough around him? Is he not seeing it, or is he pressing?
I don't. I just see mistakes, and I think he's better than that. I really do. And I would be in a tough situation if I were a GM. I'm definitely gonna take care of it.
Let me put you in a tough situation, Coach, before we get up out of here. Hours late, as the preachers say. Tough situation. Pittsburgh quarterback. 2 situations here. Number one, I apologize. I'm sorry. The University of Pittsburgh's quarterback. What's that cat's name?
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. Kenny fake slide Pickett. First thing, Coach, I think there should be a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct for any quarterback who fake slides. Gotcha. That's number one, because the reason I say that, Ron, is because defenders are trying to pull up, they made the rules you can't breathe hard on the quarterback. So for them to take advantage of that situation, that's really why I'm saying that. So that's
the 15. I like the 15.
They changed the rule, though. They did change the rule already. So he can't fake slide anymore. Like he found a loophole and then they took that away from him. So there will be no more fake slides. I had to respect it when he did it because it was crafty.
It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, I like the rule change. I really do. What another rule change I want in college football? I want pass interference on the spot, like they do in the NFL.
In college, too?
All the NFL rules to be the college rules because you're preparing the guys for the NFL. I want all the rules to be the same.
I don't like that because the reason I don't like that pass interference rule is because a lot of times they be bailing people out. They bail offenses out. I don't like that. So I'd rather have you in the middle. Don't bail the offense out.
But see, the thing about it, college, you can hit a guy anywhere in the field as long as the ball ain't in the air. Okay, pros you can't do that. So now you teaching these guys to make that adjustment when they get to pros. That's a hard adjustment to make. Let's go ahead and implement it in the college, just like the overtime rule. I want the overtime rule to be the same. I don't like a team winning the coin toss and they go down and score and the other team don't get to touch the ball. I don't think that's fair. I don't like that rule. Both parties, just like college. In the pros, they should get the ball at the 45 because one first down is during the field goal to pros. You know that. I
think they should do just what they do because if too much passing, you got to work for it. You got to let them work for it.
At the 45-yard line and let's go. I want to see double overtimes and your play callers really coming up with stuff that's your goal that you've been saving. That's what they do in college. When they do it in college, man, they come up with stuff that they've been saving all game. You didn't even know they had it in the playbook, and it works. And sometimes it don't. But I like it. I like the way college does overtime, and I wish pros would implement that.
Coach, when you're looking at the rules of college football, and then you're looking at like the quarterback play, you're talking about Kenny Pickett or even Lamar, you're talking about, have you started to see or look at quarterbacks differently as you've been a coach and as you're raising a quarterback yourself?
Almost definitely. I know who can see the game. I know who can't see the game. I know who's really flourishing in their offenses. I know who's having a tough time and making it hard on their coordinators. Yeah, I could see that easily, much easier now that I've been having a quarterback and I was a play caller in high school. I don't call plays here, but I can see it easily. I can look at a guy in a college game and say, they're not going for it. Think about college football now. Only team except for Michigan, because Michigan got a pretty good quarterback, but not he's not that. You know what I mean? But the way you win, pros and college, you got a solid quarterback.
Yeah, it's the only way.
Think of the guys that's in this playoffs, like in it. Everybody has a sound quarterback that can spin it. Or you're not in the playoffs.
Even Cincinnati has a guy sneaking in there. Right. And they might be making more than one stop. They might be making a stop in the championship. But if you're on the road and you're trying to make a stop, the perfect place to stop is with our good friends at Circle K. Circle K, the one-stop shop for every road trip. They've been around for 60 years, and it's the perfect stop if you want to go get gas, grab lunch, pick up some snacks and beverages. They're the best place to stop traveling if you're with the team. It's the only brand that you need to trust while you're on the road. Circle K is not like any other brand because they offer their Circle K premium fuel for optimum engine performance and lower emissions, and it's all quality guaranteed. Circle K's premium fuel and convenience make them the perfect road trip stop. Look out for Circle K on your next road trip.
Amen. Coach, jumping out of here, tease for Thursday's show. I want you to think real hard about this. All right? Tom Brady won it last year.
Okay. Won what? Championship.
That's the only thing to win. That's the only thing you ever talking about.
I don't know if you're talking about MVP or whatever you're talking about. I don't know.
No, okay. There's some other extracurricular stuff we ain't gonna talk about that you and Tom know about. But I was referring to the championship. Okay, just leave it right there. Now, the AFC leading New England Patriots have the number 1 seed. If Bill Belichick wins the Super Bowl, don't answer this now. Thursday, want to know who will have had the greater career between Tom Terrific, that GOAT, and the Super
Bowl. He just won the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, but that ain't fair.
We got to talk about it on Thursday. We'll talk about that more on Thursday.
Out.
Okay, Ron, what we're doing, we're highlighting We're highlighting one team's trash plays to throw out and another team's great plays to recycle, okay, into next week, what they're saying. With Pepsi Trash Talk sustainability platform for the trash we're throwing out, the Texans offense, they're unbelievable, man. I don't know if you watch the Texans, but I don't even think they should allow them on TV for a while. They should just suspend them off television. After
Yeah,
those,
definitely trash. They're definitely the trash. But who could we recycle? Because I mean, that's easy trash when you look at the Texans. The Texans have been trash. They might stay trash for a long time. And I don't even like to call them trash. But in the sake of Pepsi's sustainability platform, we
I don't
have
like
to.
to call anybody trash. That's not fair. But first 4 possessions, they threw an interception, lost a fumble, and had 2, 3 and outs. So that's kind of trash. Like that's I would be looking at my coaches some type of way if we started like that. Now, for something to recycle, Tom Brady threw his 700 touchdown pass this weekend. Game winning overtime. Tom Brady did what Tom Brady does. Caught linebacker vulnerable coming on the under, trying to cover receiver, and found him, hit him, game over. I absolutely love it. This is brought to you by Pepsi Trash Talk Sustainability Platform. Know the difference, make a difference, be a team player, and recycle. I just don't like calling teams trash.
I feel you. You don't want to put that energy out into the atmosphere because what if someday someone tries to call you trash? That's not good.
Well, they already did. They've already did. They've been calling you that my whole life.
Speaking of calling names, our guy Urban Meyer was calling some names of his assistants, and people refuted it. People said, "Urban, did you really call all of your assistant coaches losers?"
He couldn't have.
He said that he did it. He admitted to it.
I still can't believe it. No one does that. Who does that wrong?
It's wrong. It seems like Urban Meyer might be a little bit in over his head as a coach right now. And I just say right now because I don't know if that's forever, but the fact that he's putting the blame on all the people around him when as the head coach, even if it's not the truth as far as the accountability all falling on you, as the performative head of an organization, you have to be like, this is on me. You don't say, where have you ever won in your life? What have you ever done to win in your life? And they said that he went around the table.
Yeah, but you assembled the staff. I would be making myself out of a fool if I did that here because I chose each and every one of these guys. So that means I'm an idiot because I hired you.
It's true. I mean, I feel for him. I feel for him. He said that was true, but him going back and forth, was it Marvin Jones? He was going back and forth with somebody. He said that wasn't true, but then they wound up losing 20-0. It seems like he might not have that locker room the way that he wants to have that locker room. Is it too soon for him to? Yeah,
it's too soon. They got a rookie quarterback because you know it's going to be hiccups. I mean, no one's talking about the Jets. You know, you talk about what about the Giants? What about the mismanagement and all the debacle after Deshaun Watson with Houston? I mean, we could keep going. It's quite a few teams that are not. What about Detroit?
Yeah.
Like, Urban is just a lightning rod, but there's so many other teams to talk about that's in the same situation. That's unbelievable, man. And a couple of those teams are in the same situation with playing a rookie quarterback. But to go around the room and call your coaches out, I pray that that's not true. I could never fathom that.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Do you think that there's any chance that they could spoil what they have in Trevor Lawrence? Do you think that they need to protect Trevor Lawrence's growth with the coaching staff?
Well, the only way you can protect the growth is to have knowledgeable coaches that understand the game and is able to develop him as a player. It's been a rough year for Trevor Lawrence, man. I haven't watched him, so I can't tell you if he's seeing the field properly and the offense suits him. I can't tell you that. But it's been a rough year for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, it's definitely been tough for them. And they probably won't be looking towards the draft soon. But if they are looking towards the draft in the next couple of years, there were a couple guys that came through, and one of them won the Heisman this year. Bryce Young out of Alabama won the Heisman. Was he on your radar going into this year? Did you know that he was as good?
Yeah, anybody quarterback for Alabama. That traditionally that's the position that you're going to have success. When is the last time we hadn't had a successful quarterback for Alabama? That didn't have numbers, that didn't really put up. It's been during a decade.
Whoever was before Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts successful, Tua successful, Mac Jones successful, and now Bryce Young Heisman.
Right. So
yeah, everybody is successful there.
I think the guy before Jalen was somewhat successful as well. I don't know if he's built for pros, but whoever that was, I believe, as I can recall, he was pretty successful.
Let me see if I can find who it was. I know it was probably some white dude named Brody or something like that. Brody Croyle or something like that. Or
I remember that he was very successful. He just wasn't built for the next level.
Are we? So Blake Barnett was. I don't really remember him. Cooper Bateman, Jake Cooper.
I don't remember him. Back up.
AJ McCarron was good.
Yeah, I remember him.
Greg McElroy was good.
I remember him as well.
And John Parker Wilson was okay. And then Brody Croyle was right before that. So they've had some successful guys. I guess Cooper Bateman was the one that's kind of escaping me a little bit. I didn't remember much about Cooper Bateman.
He must have got a few snaps after the blowout.
But Bryce Young won the award. Do you think that defensive players should get a little bit more respect when it comes to the Heisman? Is it not their award? Or I know Aiden Hutchinson.
I'm lost for his name, but the defensive end at Alabama, that's the biggest travesty to me this season. How can you not involve him in the Heisman race, and you brought the guy from Michigan? Statistically, it wasn't even close with those two. And I'm astonished that they let that go down. You got to look at the statistics. It was unbelievable.
Was it Will Anderson Jr. maybe?
Yep. Let me see if I got it, because I might have posted
He had 14 and a half, or he had maybe like 30 plus tackles for a loss.
Let me compare you. Aiden Hutchinson versus Will Anderson Jr.
Okay.
Hutchinson, who was invited to the Heisman, had 58. Will Anderson had 91. Okay. Tackles for loss. Hutchinson, that was invited to the Heisman Trophy, had 15.5 tackles for loss. Will Anderson Jr. had 31.5. Okay.
31 tackles for loss.
Sacks. Hutchinson, that was invited to the, I keep forgetting the darn award, Heisman Trophy, had 14 sacks, because this is getting me upset. Will Anderson Jr. had 15 and a half, and he played for Alabama, which every game was during Pro Bowl game, because that team, everybody got up to play them, their best. Now, how can this guy not be invited, but the other guy is?
Maybe they're trying to do something where they want one player to be responsible for their team's success.
No, you can't cheat the kid. You can't cheat the kid. You can't do it. That's just like the first round. You don't say, "Oh, we're just gonna take one guy from Alabama." No, you take everybody from Alabama.
And they should, honestly. He's young enough that he's not going to get drafted this year. So if he comes back and has another season like he just did this year, he's going to be on people's radars now.
That's not fair, though. Forget next year. We're talking about this year. How can you omit this kid with the statistics I just read off?
You really shouldn't have omitted him. They should not have omitted this guy. And Hutchinson is a good player, and he played the best in big games against Ohio State.
Great player. And he had a good game when he needed it to have. But this other kid, he played great all year. It wasn't just this game or that game. Come on, man.
Yeah, when I watch the Heisman Trophy Award, I always want someone other than a quarterback to win. I'm always rooting for like a defensive end, a running back, a wide receiver, because quarterbacks Maybe they deserve it a lot of the time, but I just want something different.
It's like the MVP in the National Football League. It shouldn't be an MVP. It should be the most valuable quarterback, then the most valuable player. That's just not fair. Because if the quarterback have a halfway decent year, he's going to win it. Just like Super Bowl MVP. It's not a Super Bowl MVP. The quarterback have a halfway decent game, you're going to give it to him. Won't you have a Super Bowl player of the game, Super Bowl quarterback? Just say that. Because he could have a decent game. Forget the receiver that went for 200 yards, but if the quarterback had to throw to him, quarterback's going to win it.
Coach, a couple NBA things I want to talk to you about. One, Steph Curry in the process of breaking the three-point record all time, and he's got a lot of game left. He's about to put the record out of reach for whoever's chasing him. Do you think he's the purest three-point shooter that you've ever watched?
Yes,
he's the purest?
By far. But it's not fair to compare him to Ray Allen's in that generation because it wasn't as frequent attempts as it is now. Now you dribble the ball across half court, and you jack it up. That wasn't thought of back then in Ray Allen's day, and he always played with a pretty decent big man that he had to get that ball down to. That's not who's the big man from Golden State in the last? Nobody knows in the last decade. Like they don't have one, so it's a different game. It's a totally different game. So much love to Ray Allen and all those other men that were right shortly thereafter Ray Allen in the three-point percentages or made or whatever. But Steph Curry, man, he's in a whole nother planet. He changed the game.
Yeah, it's fun to be able to watch Steph Curry. And it seems like he's influencing a new class of younger players in the game. And there's players who are coming in. They're like, oh, Steph's going to shoot it from the logo. I'm going to shoot it from the logo. One of those guys is LaMelo Ball. But LeVar Ball LeVar Ball spent a lot of time not putting his foot in his mouth. And he spent a lot of time getting his flowers because he's put 3 kids in, 2 in the NBA, 1 in the G League, but and he really deserves a ton of credit for that. But he was asked recently if LaMelo has been seeking out advice from Michael Jordan as a member of the Hornets, and LeVar said that he doesn't talk to Michael Jordan about advice or he doesn't pick Michael Jordan's brain, and that he shouldn't because he said, "What has Michael Jordan won recently?" And do you think that LeVar is just having a good time, just joking around? Or do you think
he can't be serious? He's having a good time because there's no way you take a shot at the owner of the organization. That's a blatant shot at the owner or the organization. Are you trying to get your kid out of there? What are you trying to do? That's a blatant shot at the owner of the organization. I like LeVar Ball. I'm a fan of LeVar Ball. I think LeVar Ball is one of the best fathers, athletic fathers we've seen in the history of athletics. Serena's and Venus' father, done a wonderful job. It's a lot of other fathers too. I'm just not remembering right or recollecting right now. But this guy's unbelievable, man. I think he's a great dad. As far as chasing that light and want to be start a fire, he's really good at that. And I think that's all he's doing because there's no way you take a shot like that at Michael Jordan. There's no way.
Yeah, he's had a little history going back and forth with Michael Jordan, which, I respect him going at the GOAT. I respect him going at Michael Jordan, but it's not like
he's the greatest. You don't touch that, man. You don't do that. You don't take shots at that. I don't respect that because you don't take shots at that. What Michael Jordan accomplished on and off the field, we deserve as a people to let him ride. Like we got to give him his flowers, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He has changed everything about the athlete in sports. He is the one that made LeBron dream. Like that. That's real talk. He made Kobe dream. Like he is responsible for our guys that we admire today.
Yeah, we definitely need. I hope he eventually gets a championship for himself down there. One last thing before we get out of here. Demaryius Thomas passed away this week. I saw you tweeted about it. Just a super sad situation.
I still can't believe it. I don't know still to this day what he passed away from. I could just remember walking on the beach in Puerto Rico on his vacation, and he happened to be there, and we like, oh man, I didn't know you come to vacation in Puerto Rico, just seeing him on the beach and just how fun loving, what a great guy he was. And I still don't know what happened.
I thought I saw something about it maybe being a cardiac event or something like that. The 911 call suggested it was something like that, but like it's just so. I mean, it's tragic. It's young, and all the Denver community has really been reaching out to him. So rest in peace to him, and his family are in our thoughts for sure.
Amen. Friends, family, and loved ones. Good guy, man. I know the encounters I had with him. He's a great guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we are going to get up out of here, and we will be back later on this week to talk more about football, about pop culture, about life, and that's every time on 21st and Prime.
Amen. Love the Christmas tree. We out.
Yes, sir.
You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline.